everyone, this is Barman 973 and I hope you're ready because we're going on a car trip. Alright, when we left off, we was in Illinois, in Springfield, and now we're in Dayton, Ohio. I don't have any pictures from Springfield to Dayton, but we went through Indianapolis. It was at night, so we didn't really see anything, and the traffic was awful. I mean, just truly awful. Mom and I thought we was in like the Indianapolis 500 or something on the freeway. They was doing road construction, and it said, slow down. And we were going 20 miles over the speed limit, just so the people speeding past us didn't hit us. So, it was quite the experience. So, now we're in Dayton, Ohio, and after the night we spent in a Hamilton Inn, I believe, we picked up my sister, so we officially have my sister, and in Dayton, Ohio, is the Air Force Museum, and we went there, and we only got to see part of it, and after the trip in Springfield and the museum and everything, my legs were hurting. So, and this place was huge. So, I rented a scooter so that I could scoot around, because I was not going to be able to walk that. It was so painful just trying to get around. I believe I actually decided I wanted to try and went through the first exhibit without a scooter, and after that I was like, nope, I can't do it anymore. It's too painful. So these first kind of images are just going to be like the invention of flying, or the very start. So it talks about kind of balloons and how that they would use balloons in the, like this one I'm looking at right now is during the Civil War they would go up in balloons to scout the area. And in fact, I think one of the generals he drifted away. He started drifting away over towards the enemy lines, and a good thing he let himself down. And this was, I think this is supposed to be closer to the end of the exhibit. So we're just gonna keep going. It's a biplane. They're usually made out of wood. Up there, you can see a glider, and I tried to take pictures of everything and tried to make it so that you guys, hopefully, when it goes through, can go through if you want and pause some of this and be able to read it. So I was trying to be very diligent at making very good, clear pictures, just kind of showing things. And this place was awesome. I don't know a whole lot about air, but I do know a little bit about World War I and World War II. Okay, I know a lot about World War II specifically, and we were just kind of going through here, and I've got a really funny story. As many of you know, I don't swear, so this is gonna be really funny. Eventually when we get to it, we're gonna learn the story. Don't worry, hold on. And while we're kind of going through this, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and commenting and liking lately. I almost get 100 subscribers a month now. That means we are on track to get 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if we can manage that, that is just going to be amazing. I've been YouTubing for years and years and years at this point. Not very as consistently as I want to, but here, and this picture didn't turn out so well, the one I'm looking at right now. We're just kind of going through here, and oh hey, look, you can see me. You can probably it's reversed. Why is that one reversed? I'm not quite sure what was going on there. And we're just kind of going through here, and there's a lot of this stuff. It's very interesting to me because I love history of any kind. But until we got to like the World War I stuff, that the Army was the Air Force. The Air Force was the Army anyway. It was part of the Army for a long, long time, way up past the Second World War. And this is, it's so amazing to see these things. And we went from that Wright plane to warplanes essentially in just a few years, if you really think about it, like a decade. And we was flying in the air, something that we long thought was impossible. And I've clicked off my thing, so we can't see. This was, amazing. It was one of the best museums I think I've ever been in, and unfortunately, there's going to come a point where it's going to have a little bit of issues, because once again, that's a story for later. That's a later story, and we'll just kind of keep going through I wanted to get pictures of everything, so that I had just everything, so I could look through and do what? I didn't miss a dang thing. So I just wanted to take so many pictures, and boy, I'm going through them and boy, why did I take so many pictures? This is going to take 20 years for me to cycle through. And these were just wonderful exhibits. Come on, where's the one where I can tell my story? I'm still getting to it. A lot of this is World War. I think we have a dogfight here, and I don't even know if I'm going to match up the pictures here, but I'll do my best. And it's got some drums and boy, I'm running out of things to say about this. See, like I said, I only know a little bit about World War One. It's not as big of a history point on for me, so there's not a whole lot I can say on this particular war. It was a very big war, very important war, a war that we were, as an American, we were kind of drug into, almost kicking and screaming. And come on, where is it? Where's the plane that I want so badly to talk about? I'm just kind of going through here, and just kind of tons and tons and tons of pictures, and it makes me realize how smudgy my computer monitor is and how badly it needs to be cleaned. I think here it is. This is the one I'm gonna have this here. I believe this is the picture of the Fokker. And like I said, I don't swear, and that's not a swear word. But when we was coming up, we was behind, in the Wright Brothers section, and I look up and I point up, and my sister knows that I don't really swear. So she was really surprised when I pointed up in the sky and announced extremely loudly in this museum, "Look, that's a Fokker!" Which, that was his name, by the way. I believe he was an aero designer in the Netherlands, I believe. And basically, these planes were super deadly. They was fast, I think they was fast, quick, and agile, and everyone basically feared them. The Red Baron flew a Fokker. So my sister was like, "What?" Because we hadn't made it there yet, and I'm like, "That's what it's called." Yeah, see here? That's the engine for the Fokker. This is... Sorry. I got to one of my favorite pictures where I'm crouching behind. They have these little cutouts for kids. Well, I wasn't going to let that stop me. You know, there's a couple of those, and now we were getting into bombers and all sorts of things. Just how it just kept advancing. The wings became more sturdy, the airplanes faster, bombing mechanisms, just all sorts of really cool stuff. This is an ambulance. It doesn't fly. It wasn't a flying ambulance. It was a ground ambulance, and now I'm looking at a truck. It's not a fly truck. It's a ground truck. A helicopter plane. I cannot, if you want history and whatnot, we're going to get through World War II, but unfortunately there's going to be a problem with that too. And I'm looking at some of these pictures, and how I said I was trying to take everything really, really clearly, but my phone was basically it's several years old, and its camera wasn't fantastic to begin with. So I, just doing my best and doing everything, and by now I'm getting real tired. My legs and arm and shoulder is all killing me because I have for one thing is I have fibromyalgia and an extremely weak left side, so it's really hard, and I had all my nerves firing weirdly in my leg and my arm because I walk with a cane. I can walk okay without it for just a little bit, but I mostly keep it there because sometimes my leg will just decide, nope, I'm done, and I will end up on the ground. And if that happens, it's good to have that extra support where I'm not going to end up on the ground. And now we're headed into World War II, Holocausts and I don't remember why my sister has my cane here. I think she was really struggling. She was having a lot of her difficulties was, I think one thing was like her depression was causing her a lot of pain, and I had just gotten on a scooter, so that's why I gave her my cane. And but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm scooter bound here, just kind of going through, and this is like all memorial stuff and a bunch of this and now if you give me just a moment, I have to open up a new folder because my mom was taking my grandma on like a virtual tour. She had her phone out and we were going around, and just after the World War I exhibit, it died. And then we were going to use my sister's phone so I could keep taking pictures, but for some reason we couldn't get it to work, so then we had to use my phone for the video call, and then I decided, do what? It'll be fine. Let Mary take the pictures. But I only got part of the pictures from her. Only about 50 or so of this, this is half a hangar of a giant airport hangar. And it was just, it's so big. So, and she said she lost the photos. I think she just deleted them, personally. If she did, I'm really, really, really ticked. Because this was my favorite exhibit. I love, World War II, Civil War. Those are like my two favorite timelines to learn about. So I'm just going to go through here, and it's probably all scrambled and random, and if I see anything, and she took way worse pictures. Oh my goodness, mine got a little blurry on some of them. These are awful. You can't read anything on them. She just did it was. I love her. I love her. She's my sister. She's my family. But she can really drive me up the. Some of these I can't even tell what they are. Like right now, I'm looking. You can see me in my little scooter there, and some plane. I don't know. And one, you know, we were going through here, and I really, really, really hope I got the picture, but they had a dive bomber, a Navy dive bomber, and I was so excited to see it. You could see the flaps that were open, that they would open to go down to control, so they wouldn't go, at their target going 300 miles an hour, and I will, that's a dive bomber! Once again, I got so excited, I just yell in the middle of this museum, that's a dive bomber! It was so much fun, especially now that I'm in my scooter, because it doesn't hurt so bad, and it was just fantastic. You could see all sorts of aircraft guns, and inside some of the planes, like the B-17. It was just absolutely fantastic to see and walk through, and if I could go again, I would gladly go again. Just because, first off, we didn't even see the entire museum. We only got through like a third of it. See, now I'm back on my feet because Mary's having trouble, and I'm kind of overprotective of my sister, and I will be in pain if I can try to help her not be in pain, and she was feeling all sorts of bad, so I was doing my best to try to just, keep her as comfortable as possible, I guess. And like I said, I love her. She's my sister, and I would do almost anything for her. But boy, is she a pain in the neck. She is. I mean, I don't really even know what to say, And so here's a V2, I believe, rocket, and oh my gosh, I can't tell what I'm looking at. It looks like a Thunderbird, or I had so much things. I believe they had a Messerschmitt in here, the first jet plane, and I haven't seen the Messerschmitt quite yet, and P-51 and Zeros, and from every faction in the war, and I've clicked out of my screen again, so here we go. I believe this is the Messerschmitt. It had a number after it, but I don't remember what it is, and I haven't seen the picture of the dive bomber. I wanted to show this really cool, the little flaps on the back, and these pictures are awful. Oh my gosh. The one I'm looking at is a B-19, B-28, it was a B-1. The one they dropped oh my gosh, you can't even see what this is! The Fat Man and Little Boy on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Oh my gosh, I tried to look at some of the uniforms of the factions, and oh my goodness, they are so awful, and I didn't even get all of them. This is making me really frustrated. A model of the Little Boy and the Fat Man. At least I got the nuclear bombs there, and apparently that's it. How long has this been recording? 19 minutes. Well, next stop is Indiana Dunes at Lake Michigan. And like at the southern end of Lake Michigan, we went to West Beach. And by this point, I'm really, really wishing that we would have brought my wheelchair so I could have used it. Mom had the electrical one because she was in a lot of pain. So I think I might cap this one off right here. So this is just the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. So, next time we're headed to Indiana Dunes, and we'll move from there. We'll go to Nauvoo, which is a very important place in my family. So this has been Poor Man 973, and I hope you all have a nice day.